In the dusty slums of Juarez, the most dangerous suburb of what many consider the world's deadliest city, worshippers squeeze inside the local Catholic church, finding peace in the prayers of the parish priest. You wouldn't know it from his fluent Spanish, but Father Kevin Mullens is from Brisbane.
They're very patient and tolerant.
When he arrives, people will running and hugging and greet him. That shows how much the people love him.
It's Father Mullens who locals have turned to for comfort during the horrific violence of Mexico's drug war. Shootouts and brutal executions have seen more people die here than Afghanistan.
We've had a lot of people executed in this parish, and as you know, in Juarez is about 10,000 people at least. They behead people with garden clippers, they impale them or burn them.
Juarez is just across the border from the excesses of America, but the now abandoned streets of this once bustling tourist town couldn't be more different.
All the people are gone because of the violence here in Juarez. All the businesses are shut down.
Even priests aren't safe from the warring drug cartels. How hard is it for you not to get involved?
You have to be prophetically wise, not prophetically foolish, as I was saying, Mike. I want to keep this noble head on these noble shoulders. Sometimes there are shootouts in the streets here and people are blazing away. You jump on the ground, you don't take unnecessary risks.
And there have been close calls.
Relentless killing all over the city.
Like the time his cartel neighbours fired bazookas over his roof, or when he was driving along a remote track.
So I saw this van approaching me from the west, and being the courteous Queensland driver that I am, I pulled quietly to the side, but they didn't pass. They braked in front of me, and three blue overalled gentlemen with blue balaclavas, I think we say in English, hoods, jumped out with AK-47s and ran across to the vehicle and were pointing the rifles at me and dragged me out. They were very aggressive. So I thought to myself, Kev, this is it. So, fortunately they asked again, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm just the very simple parish priest from Rancho Napata. And they said, they pulled off their ski masks and they said, Father, why didn't you tell us who you were?
Father Mullens braves the shootings to give the last rites to victims, many of whom are members of his church, like the two young men executed along this border fence.
One person was killed here, one bloke, and the other guy was stoned to death up there.
There have been so many people killed in the drug wars of Juarez. Victims have been buried in unmarked mass graves. But there's a glimmer of hope. The murder rate has dropped from 10 to 15 a day to around 7. Still staggering when you consider this is a city about the same size as Adelaide. Proof this Aussie, so far from home, is making a difference. Kevin is now suddenly a popular name among newborns here.
There have been a lot of Kevins baptised in the last few years. The bishop said to me, he said, hey, how come there's so many Kevins there in the parish? And I said, well, don't you just relax, my lord, none of them got green eyes. So.
Shouldn't you be a priest in one of the suburbs of Brisbane? Wouldn't that have been easier life for you?
I should be up there in Caloundra, in the parish overlooking the beach.
How much longer can you do it?
I reckon another 7 years. And then I'll retire to some Caribbean beach or something. I'll see what happens.
In Juarez, Amor, 7 years.